Lately, I've been playing a lot of one pocket. If you go into this place where I practice on a Thursday, you're not going to find the tables. They're all taken, and it comes down to either leaving, sitting and watching, hoping that somebody will leave, or accepted an invitation into somebody else's game, which is, that's a possibility. And that's it, but that's if they invite you into their game. So it was a typical Thursday, and this is how it happened. And I walk in, and all the tables are booked, which I suspected. But sometimes it thins out in late afternoon, but it didn't thin out this time. And so I'm sitting and watching my friend Six Figure Steve and Josh Paul playing one pocket. And Steve looks over at me and says, "You want in on this, John?" And I'm like, "One pocket?" And I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, I don't want to sit here anymore. I'm going to accept this offer. So I'm like, okay, sure, let's... There's actually a couple glaring mistakes in this clip, but we'll come back to them along with a bunch of other clips. And you can certainly tell my lack of confidence here, my indecision, double questioning myself, perhaps overthinking a little bit. I'm not sure you can overthink in this game. There's serious consequences for every shot you take if you don't do what you tried to do. Especially when you're playing a player of Josh's caliber. He's a veteran one-pocket player, and but yeah, I learned a long time ago if you want to progress fast, you're gonna have to bang heads with the big dogs. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And after this clip, we're going back to the chair and talk about some stuff. There's millions of 8-ball and 9-ball players who refuse to go anywhere near the one-pocket world. And they all have their reasons. And it's really just endless. It starts from, I don't like the game, to the game is boring. I can't wrap my head around the game. There's too much thinking. It takes too much work. I don't want anything to do with it. I'll stick to 8-ball or 9-ball or both. And for my whole life, I was just like you. And I think you're right. The game is boring to watch. But it's a little bit different when you're the player that other people are watching. It's hard to explain this, but pool has never been an observer sport. It's never had millions of non-pool playing fans. Most people in the stands are fellow pool players. And that's because these excuses can be used in almost every game. Just know if you're entering the one pocket, what do you call it? It's like a subcult of players, a subculture beneath the existing subculture. Um, it's hard to, it's different when you're playing it. And really good pool players I don't watch pool unless it's a huge tournament or something. And then I only watch for like a half hour at a time because I get bored with it. I love to play the game, but I can't just sit on my ass and watch other people do it. I have to be the one doing it. But anyway, does all that really matter? And isn't it the fact that you don't want to play one pocket because you don't know how to play one pocket? You know the concept of the game, but you don't know all the moves and the tricks that good players use and the bait balls and all the ways they can get out of your kind of amateur trash because you're not used to doing this. So there's a real steep learning curve that happens when you go into the one pocket world and you really don't know what the hell you're doing. And you don't want to be embarrassed. And let's face it, that's what it comes down to. You don't want to be the one getting pounded on by good players. I understand it. But that's just a matter of fear, and that's the best way you're going to learn how to play because, and it's not that you're watching other people make all these moves, it's that you're learning the consequences of your ignorance. So your only decision here is either quit and don't play anymore or learn real quick because you're going to get stumped when you play a good one pocket player. And that's the definition of heart. Heart is nothing more than courage, and somebody just refuses to quit. It just will not quit. There's no quitter in it. And that kind of heart is what it takes to be a good pool player. There's no doubt about it. It takes courage. And courage is not the absence of fear, it's the refusal to let fear stop.
What pocket you want?
Let's go back to that first clip, and I think your first big lesson with one pocket is in learning how to break. And I'll show you the problem right after the break. The problem about my break is it's weak, and here's what makes it weak. Now, let's pause right there. And again, my pocket is down in the bottom left-hand corner. Josh is in the bottom right-hand corner. Now, kind of did protect the one ball that I got out of the stack and put near my pocket, but I got lucky on the 4-ball blocking that one ball. It ain't nothing but pure luck. And what you actually want on the break is for the cue ball to bounce off both the end rail, the side rail, and come back into the stack. Now, it doesn't have to use the side rail to do that, but that's what you want. You want that one ball protected, and the only way, a legitimate way to protect it, is to just not give him a chance to even hit the one ball or to go near the one ball. And technically, he could kick into the one ball in the shot right here, but then he would be leaving me plenty of opportunities to just, to shoot the 9 or cross corner the 4 ball or shoot the 13 and break out the stack. So he's not going to do that. Now, this is a good return by Josh, but you're going to see me answer that return by using a very, very amateur mistake here. The cross corner bank is a real killer in one pocket. This will kill you every time, and it's that same one ball that Josh is looking at now. And now he has a shot on it. I should have shot that safety to get back into the stack on his side. Now, he missed that one ball bank, but that's very rare for Josh to do. He'll make that probably 9 times out of 10. But it was a mistake by him, and he's going to give me 3 balls here until I get in trouble and don't have another shot. So I know I'm shooting this 13 next, but I'm looking for other balls to get on after I shoot. I think that's the 12 ball. So it's a 13 shot. I'm looking to get another shot after the 12. And it's all being done while knowing, like, if I miss, I'm not leaving him a shot. And now here's a case where I'm playing what I think at this time a good shot, a good safety, because I'm not leaving him a shot. But I'm missing the 15 ball. I am leaving him a shot. I'm leaving him a straight in bank on the 15. And it really doesn't have to do much. Once he makes that 15, which is straight in, he easily has the 1 ball. So I traded my 3 balls for his 2 when it should have been 3-0. While he has no balls to shoot at all, but obviously he does have balls to shoot at. Yeah, it's not good. It's just, it's blatant amateur not thinking right, no experience in the game. But I'm learning these lessons. I can tell you that. And he went back in the stack, and now he should have a pretty easy safety. Yeah, he's just keeping me away from having any kind of shot at all. So the best thing to do in situations like this is to develop shots. I have to play a safety, but I can also develop a shot and put a ball in my pocket or close to my pocket while playing safe. And that's how I have to learn how to think in playing this game. I played it safe, but I didn't get a ball near my pocket. So you're forced to do everything possible to learn quickly and learn how to fire back at them without being, a reckless idiot. If you don't give them a game, if you continue to fail to give them a game, they're going to get bored with you, see you as no challenge, and they're not going to want to play you anymore. And this is how pool players' minds work. They have to be getting something out of them. If you're not playing for money, and we're not allowed to do that here, then, there's no incentive if there's no challenge. So, while they might hope that you progress quickly and fire back at them, it's really just comes down to you and how serious you're going to take this. What's important to know is that you can learn a lot on every single shot, not just every single game, but every single shot, and not just your own shots, but his or her shots too. The game teaches you a lot about the cost of being stupid, or the cost of not thinking, the cost of being reckless, or just not taking it serious. There's a lot to learn here. And if you're not there mentally and physically, a good player is going to stomp all over you. They're just going to walk all over you because they are taking it serious. It also teaches a lot about control. And you don't want to be in a position, and this can probably be said about all pool games, but you don't want to be in a position of waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. You want to keep them in a position of waiting for you to make a mistake. And then there's a lot of self-talk going on where that's exactly what you have to do is not make a mistake. And here again, you're going to see me make the same mistake. Keep your eye on the 11 ball, which I can't shoot because I think that's the 14 ball in my way. So I try to play it safe here, and again I leave him a bank on the 11 ball, and he turns that into what 3, 4, 5 ball run. I don't know. Yeah, but this is what you have to learn. You have to learn the consequences of your mistakes, and they have to hurt. It has to hurt. Right now, I'm just cussing myself. And not only is he going to shoot the 6 ball here and make it, but he's going to bust out some of the stack right there. And pushing more balls toward his pocket. You know, he's not going to play safe until he's convinced that it's a low percentage shot. And, you know, he can't shoot it and get safe at the same time. Or he's just going to play straight out safe. He's going to get himself in trouble, and this is what you can't do. You can't be a victim and sit and wait for him to make mistakes, because if he's a good player, he's not going to make many. And he was in a position there where he didn't have a shot that he felt that he could shoot and get safe on at the same time, so he just played a wide open safety. And here, kind of surprisingly, he makes one of my mistakes, one of my common mistakes in one pocket, and he leaves me a bank. Now, the problem with this bank is it's off an angle, and it's going to send the cue ball up table, so if I dog it, that's it. He's going to run the rest of his game out. So this is probably a bait shot, and he's doing the math in his head. He knows my confidence is low, and he thinks I'm not going to go for this. But I mean, there's a line you have to walk. You have to go for this, otherwise you're just going to lose. You can't get your mind into that defensive mode while you have open shots on the table. I think you can, because you're going to play the whole game on the defense, and you're never going to make a ball. And you have to make 8 of the balls to win the damn game. Here's a whole different clip and an interesting situation here. I'm looking at the 3 ball on a long bank, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit the 9 ball, which is this ball on the rail. But I'm trying to get both of them on the rail and keeping the cue ball on his side of the table without leaving him a bank. It's kind of crazy, but I have to fire back at this guy. If I don't, and I did get a little bit lucky with the 9 ball rolling up in front of him, but I had the bite on that shot. And Josh answers and gets another shot on the 9 ball. And, you know, he's hitting a gear here. And he comes back 2 nights later and just wiped the floor with me. I hadn't got a chance to view these clips and figure out what I was doing wrong, but that's kind of what I'm doing while I'm making this video. And he shoots a 3-railer, and he's smiling about it. Yeah, okay. All right. You're not the only one that can shoot pull. Then later on, he leaves me another bait shot, and it's a bank. It's not straight in, and I have to cross the cue ball in front of it, so I'm worried about the double kiss. The secret to the shot is to put top on it and force it to the bottom rail. So now I'm also a little bit worried about a scratch. I got it. So he's questioning himself and leaving me bait shots. I'll just, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you can't win without making balls. Well aware. I'm not real sure about the rest of the lessons, but I know this lesson. What am I looking at? Another no. That's a dumb situation to play bank. Although I might play it and I don't know. What am I doing? Okay, I'm just shooting the 8-ball. I was trying to block him, and I pay another price, and I'll leave him straight in freaking 7-ball. It's just dumb mistakes like this that really, really, really get you. Because he's not going to just make one ball and then play safe. He's going to turn it into a run. He's liable to run 8 and out. Just keep taking your lumps, keep learning, and keep firing back at him. Just come back every day until, he either quits playing you because you got too good, or he quits playing you because you never progress and you're not a challenge. But just become a challenge. That's the big lesson. Oh, he missed a kick. But he got saved. And Josh opened up off the break by leaving me a shot, although it's a very hard shot. And yeah, I'm going to go for it because I'm used to shooting it because I grew up playing straight pull. And it's a common straight pull shot because it also opens up the rack. The problem here is I'm pushing the rack toward his pocket, but I'm still going to go for it. It's getting late. I have to fire back at him. So, not too many balls got pushed to his pocket. The problem is the cue ball's too far on my side of the table, which, is really complicating even a safety play here. But I'll try to find something. Here's another clip, and you can see what Josh is looking at, and while he's doing that, I'm thinking I'm good. I'm safe because I didn't give him a bank. There's no balls by his hole, and he's just got nothing here unless he's going to do something crazy. But it's not so crazy because a 14 ball, I think that's what it is. It's next to 3 is dead. And I blatantly did not see it, and he did. So cheers to him, and boom. So this is Joshua's lesson to you, is to learn to see everything. And don't miss a trick. You got to train your mind to see everything. That HVAC system is running because the weather's dropping in Tennessee really quick. And now this video is not over yet. I still have more. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot to say. And if you intend to take this game up, you're going to want to know these things. So I'm sitting here trying to keep up with the Qatar tournament, which is a tiny little country in the Middle East that's very wealthy because of the oil thing. Your winner wins $100,000 and runner-up wins $40,000. And semifinals, the final 4 get $15,000. So it is very top-heavy, and the rest just kind of pick up the loose change and head home. There's only 2 Americans that I think that showed up at this tournament. It's a 10-ball tournament, and there's Federer Gorse and Shane Van Boening. And Federer got knocked out early. Shane made it to the top 32 and then got knocked out. So the only person I know in the semifinals, which is the final 4, is Uwe. Uwe's, he's a great player and he's fun to watch. And so I almost don't care, but I'm trying to get my mind off this one pocket slaughter. That's what it feels like. It feels like, you know, I'm the new meat in the slaughterhouse. But we're gonna keep on plugging, and I'm gonna improve overnight, and I'm gonna take on Tony Chohan and beat him out of $250,000. Oh, this is kind of. There's nothing I want more here than to publish a 5-pack of 9-ball, just to kind of redeem myself, because this is, you know, every great pool player has a serious ego, and you know, mine is feeling pretty freaking damaged. Let's get on to the last clip so we can kind of tune out and wish you guys luck. And I will say. Everybody has a favorite game that they love to play, but if you can step out of that for just a little while, every other game that you play, like if you're an 8-ball player and you play 9-ball, and then you also play 1-pocket and snooker and banks and other games too, all those games will make your 8-ball game better. And that can be said about whatever your marquee game is. You should absolutely step out of that realm, even if it's just for a little while, and occasionally play another game. And you might learn something about yourself, and you might actually fall in love with that new game that you're learning and playing. I guess that's the ultimate lesson, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. Let's get on this last clip. Thank you guys for joining me. I know a lot of you are not interested in 1-pocket, so I'm just kind of hoping that you'll give me a chance and you'll give the game a chance. Peace, man. Alright, Tony, here's the deal. We both need 2.
Dead center pocket in a side shot at that.
Do you go for the bank and get on the 3 and make the 3? I got this pocket, he has a... Or do you just knock out the 15 and give him whatever's left? I didn't explain that too good. I'm going to act like we're playing for $1,000.
I think if he's playing like a fader or someone for $100,000, I think he moves the 15 ball. I think if he shoots low, he kicks it out. Doesn't look good. Yeah, if you had a shot like a stop and knocked it out and just left the cue ball here, it would have been hard to do anything from there.
So, what would you have done? You're the big dude.